Apparently some guy climbed that ice waterfall all in one day, 24 hours, no sleep, bottom to top. Tengbouche so far is my favorite. Life's hard out in Tengbouche. Day 4, Tengbouche. Gonna have some milk coffee now. Even though I'm not a coffee fan, I picked up the habit here. But I put a fuck ton of sugar. I think today I'll begin Diamox just to be safe. Doesn't make sense playing these stupid games and potentially missing out on the reward of all this hard work. If I have to come down, if I have to get transported with a helicopter, it would all just be terrible. So why risk it? And this is the breakfast: fried eggs. And today we're having gruel bread instead of regular lame American square bread. All right, this is Diamox acetazolamide tablets. Acetazolamide. Yeah, recommended that I take half in the morning and half at night. It's that's like small. And if your symptoms get worse, you just up it up to like full in the morning. And if your symptoms get worse, you just up it up to full in the morning and full at night. Also, the thing I was telling you yesterday is happening. My camera's dying because it's cold. Alright, the limit is 10 seconds it seems for the camera. I need to warm it up in my pants as we start walking. So, see you guys then. Also, this is the water with the crystals from Kathmandu. This is the water from the crystals from Namche Bazaar. I don't like drinking from this because it looks like...
See you later.
See you later, Namche. I will miss this mountain. Looks very nice. Now 6-hour hike, trek to Tengbouche. Tengbouche, yes. It's all something bouche. She means flat area. That's why they all end in she. And apparently the belief is that some mythical god came with his flying horse and landed on all these bouches as he went from India to China to spread his religion or philosophy. Cold, sad, baby cow. Maybe that's the mummy. What's up, cow? Jeez. Goodbye, Namche. Apparently some guy climbed that ice waterfall quite recently. And usually the Sherpas, who are not impressed by us weak Westerners going up mountains, they were like, okay, that's kind of impressive. Because he did it all in one day, 24 hours, no sleep, bottom to top. It's happened recently. Did it like in January, I think. I hear he's still in the mountain. The cold so far, not to speak so early, because we're only at Namche, but so far has not been so bad. I think the worst part is if the water freezes, and if it doesn't freeze, when you wash your hands, you have a 5-second limit because your fingers start to freeze. Just everything is harder. Going to the bathroom, you know, just sitting, eating. If you're not moving, it's pretty hard, but it's manageable. And when you're walking, maybe it's even good that it's cold, because as you can see, I'm shedding layers as I walk. It gets pretty hot. And then the other advantage is obviously you don't have the crowds. You can enjoy these beautiful views without distractions, without noise. And maybe it'll make you appreciate the sun, and you'll join my religion of the sun worshippers. We don't have any issues with any other religion. We just worship the sun. The sun makes the crops grow, gives us energy, all energy, not just solar energy. Hydro energy also comes from the sun. You know, the water gets heated up by the sun, and that's how it goes up and becomes rain and fills the dams. Everything comes from the sun. Join the sun worshippers.
Good morning.
Good morning. Call your local representative. Get in touch. So yesterday we went up there. Today we're going like this. And that's Everest, as I showed yesterday. from up there in the view. Today the plan is about 3 hours of flat or a little downhill walk up to lunch, and then after lunch it's a gradual incline for 3 hours until we get to Tengbouche. Tengbouche I showed yesterday from up there. You were able to see it's the red houses in the village. Today doesn't seem so hard. First day, easy. I didn't even realize we came to Phakting. Like, I didn't even realize it was over. From Lukla to Phakting, easy, 3 hour walk, a little up down maybe sometimes. And then Phakting to Namche, 3 hours of a little up down. And then the last 3 hours is just Stairmaster Pro, just going up the stairs. That's a bit challenging, but it's all right. I think the tougher days are ahead of us. And maybe I keep saying that the later days are going to be worse and worse and worse. But then as I do them, I realize that they're not so bad. Life lesson. Don't think ahead. Take it step by step. And you'll see that it will be fine. No need to stress. As for my blister, I popped it, drained the water out, and I tied my shoes very tightly so that my feet don't move in the boots anymore. And it's been okay so far. Sometimes a little pain, but I think it's improving. Once you get the water out, the skin begins to make the next layer of skin, and that kind of begins the healing process. So I'm not too worried about that. I am worried about showering though. My hair is at that point where it's hurting now from not being washed for so many days, always being held down flat by a beanie or the blue thing that I wear. The thing is, like, sometimes we have electricity, sometimes we have water, but we don't have both at the same time. And I need both to be able to do laundry, to be able to shower. And what would also suck is if I started either laundry or shower and then we lost water or power halfway through, and either my clothes, all my clothes would just be wet forever. They would never dry at this temperature, and I would be kind of screwed. I mean, can't continue with the rest of the hike without any clothes, right? Shower, I guess if I lost the heat, I could deal with it like a man who takes cold showers, but laundry would be a serious issue. You know, with no power last night and the night before, and no cell service, no Wi-Fi, no nothing. Everyone came downstairs after dinner. We had long, deep, meaningful conversations with no one being distracted by their phones, because it's impossible. It was good. You know, we don't get to do that much anymore unless literally an act of God stops everyone from having access to their phones. Even people who say they don't check their phones often, they still get distracted by just the presence in their pocket. When you get bored, it's always an available sort of a fix for your boredom. But when you eliminate that option, then you notice different things around you that you normally don't pay attention to. And one of those things could be people. Maybe you dive more deep into conversations because it's all you have. Social media is really changing the world. Last night I realized it's good. Like, I'm not saying that social media is a bad thing. And the comparison that I can make is, like, in the past, getting food was a problem. Most people were hungry. Being fat was like a sign of luxury, right? And then we became advanced, and now food is so plenty that obesity is a bigger problem. These unhealthy sugary foods are a big problem. But that doesn't mean that we should go back to the times in which acquiring food was difficult. It just means that with such plenty food, you need to control your intake. You need to have a diet. And I think it's the same with social media. Like, you have a lot of benefits that come from social media, but you have to set a diet for yourself. You can't just indulge in it forever. Something interesting that I never thought about until this point is, I was thinking, why is there no snow at this point? Because normally at this altitude, like 4,000 meters, you have snow in a lot of places in the world. You can go skiing. In fact, this is pretty high for skiing, but you don't have it here. And the reason I'm thinking I need to verify when I go back is because there are such high mountains here, like 8,000 meter. When the snow clouds come, they hit those mountains, and that's what causes the precipitation, and all the snowfall happens there. As you can see, there's snow in those mountains, just not at our level. So probably the snow is triggered up there and none of it reaches here. And probably the places in the world where you can ski at 2,000 meters or so, that's probably because that's the highest peak there. So that's where all the clouds get triggered and the precipitation drops. But I need to verify this when I get back home. This is not flat at all, like my guide said. Well, he said mostly flat. I guess it's kind of the same thing as like a mostly peaceful protest. Sometimes it's not. Bit of a traffic jam. Another thing we were talking about last night was how all the young people in these villages are leaving. Like the grandpa in Gandruk village was also telling me the same thing. It's because maybe for generations there was no social media. The young kids never saw what the other lives were. Going to the city was a hassle for them. But all those things became easier to adapt to a different lifestyle. Became easier to travel to other villages, bigger cities, bigger towns. And the young kids started saying, why should I spend my time here? Why shouldn't I, after they see the big cities, maybe that life becomes more appealing to them. And that's all because of the advancement of technology. Before, it was inconvenient to change places. The other city poses some challenges. You have to go through a learning curve and so on. And now all that is changing. At the same time, we can't blame the kids for wanting a better life, a different life for them. In the end, everyone is free to live the life that they want to live. You can't blame the kids, but at the same time, who's gonna take care of the old people there? Old people can't farm. Like, survival here is really dependent on farming. And if the young people can't do that, are not there to do that, then what's gonna happen to the old people? Makes you wonder what society is gonna become like as technology develops. Recently, the Apple Vision Pro came out. Slowly we're making the transition into the metaverse. Maybe we'll be living in our hospital beds, just attached to food, to resources, energy, food, through our veins from a serum, and our goggles, just like in the Matrix, strapped in, and just living as digital creatures. Is that the future? It's looking like it. This guy has a little house here. Prayer flags. And he does not want people to make toilets here because it's his backyard. Not in my backyard. If you don't think that we're gonna be strapped to the metaverse and just living there, just think about how addicted you are to your phone, how often you check it every day, and really how addictive it is when you hold it in your hand. When you start doing something, how long is your phone in your hand for? After how many minutes can you let it go? And now think about that just strapped to your face. You're always in it, Think about how much more stimulating that is going to be, and think about how much more addictive that's ultimately going to make it. And if that's the case, it's going to be an annoyance, a nuisance, every time you have to take it off to charge it, every time you have to eat, so you have to focus on something else. You're not gonna like those things. So you're gonna try to minimize the time that you spend away from this display on your face, meaning you're gonna try to minimize the amount of time you spend cooking, so that you can focus more on the stimulating metaverse experiences, Which means if some company comes along and says, hey, we developed this IV, this like intravenous food supplement, and you no longer have to eat if you do this, then some people are gonna take that. They're gonna accept it. They're gonna start living kind of like in the movie WALL-E, where you're just in these chairs. You're gonna start living in those chairs with food coming directly from your veins. Just slowly by slowly, we're gonna try to minimize everything we do outside of the metaverse, and ultimately, it's like the movie Matrix. You just directly strap in. It's not a display going through your photon receptors anymore. It's directly coupled to your neurons, and that's gonna feel way more stimulating than taking it through this imperfect medium called your eyes. And if you think that what I'm saying might be true, but I'm not gonna buy those goggles anymore, sure, you might be able to do that. but are you gonna raise your kids out of the metaverse as well? What happens if their classes start to be taught in the metaverse? Your kids are gonna be like those kids who aren't properly socialized because they never had Facebooks until the age of 25, whereas all their friends got it when they were 13. Slowly by slowly, what I'm trying to say is you may choose to not be a part of the metaverse, but you're going to be ostracized from society. Not in a hateful way, just naturally. People are gonna stop engaging with you because everyone's in the metaverse. And you're gonna be like, where is everyone? You're gonna feel alone because there aren't that many like you. And maybe you raise your kids like hippies without technology, you know, refusing like flower children. But soon they're gonna die, you're gonna die, and eventually the world is gonna be like this. Look at the kids now with their iPads. My parents would have never given me an iPad when I was that young, but now all the kids have iPads. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that seems to be the direction. Going down now, but I don't want to because I know that every down has an up, and we're ultimately going up. Meaning, all these things, all these steps, I'm gonna have to somehow pay back in the future, borrowing happiness from later. Right now, I can hear a strong river. Finally, some water. It's always great to see water. I don't know, but for me, if I don't live next to water in the future, I'll probably be unhappy. My life goal is to probably buy a house that oversees the water, is close to the water. Water is life, you know. Water is good. It just makes you happy to see it somehow. I don't know how it works, but it's true. All right, time for food. Means the easy part is over. Time for the hard part after lunch. All right, off we go. This is like a military base nearby. Also, there's like military presence all across this park. I don't know why. Probably because the Himalayas have a Chinese side also, so there's a border here, so maybe that's why. Now begins the gradual ascent to Tengbouche. Take a rest. It's where we had lunch. We're still going up, maybe about an hour more. This is not gradual incline. This is gradual incline?
Yes.
Gradual? Not so gradual. At least the mountain's nice. We've made it to Tengbouche. I'm tired, but it wasn't so bad. I think very manageable. This is a nice little restroom in Tengbouche. We made it here. But we have a choice. We can keep going. How about I tell you this after I finish my business? Very high quality bathroom there.
Yeah?
Yeah. Luxury, all the amenities you need.
How did it compare to the... Oh, it's a whole one.
We decided to stay here tonight. Our plan was, or like our options were maybe to keep going to Tengbouche, maybe like an hour and a half walk, which makes the next day easier. But the views here are better, and they got power, water, electricity, so probably gonna stay here. Seems like a really nice place. Got monasteries and everything. But let me check into the hotel and then show you guys around the city. This is also really smart. You can bring your own solar panel foldable. You can strap it to your backpack too. No water. I have to use this preloaded water. Fill a bit and use it carefully, savingly, frugally. I'm just gonna wash my hands. It's a nice hotel.
Yes.
And this is my room. Got a mountain view. Balcony. Oh shit. nice. Ah, my neck hurts. Could there be a better hotel than this? I don't know. Looks pretty good to me. Pretty cheap too. Probably only $10 a night, I would guess. But you gotta eat here, so I don't know. $30 total. Oh, Steven the man. How are you?
Fine, you.
Good, just capturing these good views. Gonna go walk around the city. Pretty amazing place. Tengbouche so far is my favorite. So weird what I said earlier about how the higher mountain probably takes the snow. Like, these are, okay, this one's closer, so it seems bigger, but it still seems weird that this would be fully covered in snow, but this one, nothing. I don't know. But mountains are beautiful things. They're actually like crystals of the earth because they are rock structures. You know how like a crystal forms, salt crystals, sugar crystals, diamonds, they're all crystals, like lattice structures, atomic structures. Based on how the atoms assemble determines how the physical appearance of the crystal's going to be. And this rock is made of atoms that makes it look like this. See, kind of looks like a crystal. If you change your mindset, you can see it. Some people are drying their clothes here, but I just touched it a second ago. Look at this. Life's hard out in Tengbouche, but it's pretty. Look at that beautiful sunset. Can you get that anywhere else? Oh, 95. Alright, a couple of updates. Measured my oxygen, 90%. Doing good. Diamox is probably helping. Tomorrow we go to Tengbouche, and normally we spend 2 days there acclimatizing, but we have kind of a situation. Probably can't see this. So this is today. Tomorrow Tengbouche, another day in Tengbouche, then Lobouche, then Gorak Steppe, and see what it says here. Moderate or heavy snow with thunder. And then it clears up again. The single day that we go to EBC, it's gonna snow with thunder. So we're thinking about what we can do. Maybe skip an acclimatization day at Tengbouche, or what I would prefer would be to add an extra day so that we don't risk getting altitude sickness. That's what's going on downstairs. We're just discussing. And then they don't have hot showers here. That is also delayed by one more day to Tengbouche. My guide keeps telling me tomorrow hot shower, but no hot shower. Well, they have hot shower here, but it's like they're gonna boil a bucket of water, and that's not good because like even when you order food, it goes cold in like 30 seconds. So the bucket of water, I'm gonna use it and it's gonna run out, and eventually I'm gonna be freezing. Whereas Tengbouche apparently has like a gas powered running hot water shower, so I try that. Yeah, that's the plan. This is the room. I think I showed it before, but also charging my power bank. Paid about like 300 to charge it fully. Pretty good deal. It's like 40,000 moss, so it'll last me a long time. Anyways, I'm gonna go down. Oh, one more thing. I don't know if it's obvious on my face, but everyone is like severely sunburned, and it's recommended that you bring sunscreen, but I don't have any. And a couple people down there are like super red. Luckily, I'm not so red, but maybe tomorrow I'll try to put on a mask. I don't know what to do about my forehead. Yeah, that's not good. The higher we go, stronger the UV becomes. So I gotta find a solution for this. The hike is also getting extremely fun because meeting a lot of people, and everyone was on the same trek, so we keep running into each other along the way in the same restaurants. And as we go higher up, the places to stay are decreased. So as you walk your room, all of us just end up staying in the same hotels. Now a couple of us that know each other, and we're just having fun downstairs at night, talking around the heat source. I'll show you. Alright, time to sleep. Tomorrow is a hard day. In terms of trekking itself, not so hard, but altitude wise, we're going up to 4,400. And from what I hear downstairs today, everyone pretty much gets a headache. And this is the same place that one of the Chinese guys, he had to go back down all the way to Namche because he was fine when he got there, but he woke up just vomiting, you know, from altitude sickness. So hopefully everything will be fine. Hopefully all my friends are also fine, so we can continue this journey together. You know, this is a really fun experience that I would definitely recommend to everyone. And if you can, I would say even do it solo, because you'll meet great people along the way, and maybe long friendships will form by the end of these 12 days. Who knows? Now it's time to sleep. I have to wake up at 7:30 tomorrow, have some breakfast, and get on the way. This frozen waterfall, and a lady washing her clothes in this frozen waterfall. What are you gonna do? We got a little bridge here connecting this tiny village to this little less tiny village. And we're going over there. Also a bathroom here. You have to take an ice, warm it up in your hand. That's how you wash your hands. Well, I was using that. I guess no more water tonight also.